right, so I've been playing this new puzzler on the DS. It's called Trion Cube or Trion Cube. I don't know, it's Trion Cube. And it's a puzzle game that seems to borrow from a whole bunch of different other games. If you've ever played Tetris before, you know exactly what you're getting into here. Although it's kind of like they made Tetris for kids, because it's really simple, it's very easy. Basically what you're trying to do, instead of just trying to clear the lines sort of one by one or up to 4 and get that Tetris special move thing, this time you're actually just stacking them all up together and trying to get like this chain reaction combo thing. So you try to fill as much of the screen as you possibly can, and then you connect it to the sides of the puzzle shape, and everything explodes, and you get more points, and then you work your way along. It's just the gameplay, it just leaves me flat. There's none of that nail-biting, really cool, tense puzzle action that you get in the best puzzle games. It's just not much to get me excited about. I'm gonna give Trion Cube for the DS a 5 out of 10. All right, we're back. We're talking about one of our favorite series. In fact, the last 2 times we looked at this game, we both gave it straight 10s.
Both.
Burnout 3 Takedown and Burnout Revenge.
Only time that's ever happened in history of the show.
We have a new one. It's called Burnout Dominator. And
will this one get a 10 as well?
Yeah, that's a big question. Burnout Dominator is PS2 exclusive. They also have a PSP version of the game.
Right.
And
guess that doesn't make it exclusive.
Well, in terms of the consoles. But EA UK developed this game, and it's kind of a stopgap because they're working on next gen, Burnout 5 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
And herein lies kind of the problem for me, is that, you know, you don't need this version when you've already come out with 2 previous ones.
There's a lot of fans out there for Burnout.
There is, but let's wait to the next gen. This is my problem with the game industry now. Come on, fellas.
Just wait for next year. But listen, there's a lot of people that thought that Burnout 3 and Burnout 4 kind of took the Burnout series and a kind of our cartoony, even less realistic kind of slant than it started out, which we both loved. And Burnout Dominator is kind of a game for them. They took out the traffic checking. That was a big part of Burnout 4. So now even if you're hitting cars that are going in the same direction as you, your car's going to get totaled in Burnout Dominator. They also took out the crash mode, which is a bit strange. It seems like there's a theme with Virtua Fighter 5 and Burnout is that they kind of take out stuff. And even in NBA Street, let's take out some of the things that we've innovated on in the past.
They also even took out the online mode.
Yeah, there's no online play.
Online, which they had the last 2
years.
You get split screen
in Burnout Dominator, so if you got somebody over there, you can play racing.
So basically what they've done is they've taken out all the really fun, over-the-top bits.
They've taken off a lot of the extra cool content. No crash mode's a big deal. But what they've done is they've made this one more of a focus on racing and finding shortcuts, and still win all kinds of trophies and unlock new kinds of areas to race around in.
You can smash cars into barriers and things that open up shortcuts, and there's multiple shortcuts sometimes on the level. And all the tracks are designed more like for racing as opposed to
like in Burnout 2,
crashing into everything.
Yes,
you know?
yeah, exactly. Now they want you to do lots of cool drifts. They want you to keep your finger on the boost button, so you can earn burnouts as much as you can, which goes back to a few generations ago.
And you have to keep linking them together and linking them together. Now, it is important to note that this is not the same developer who got the previous 10s from us.
Yeah, it's not Criterion, but
they're working on Burnout 5 for PS3 and 360.
It's still EA UK though, and I'm sure Criterion was looking over the shoulder here. It's using the Burnout Revenge tech, so it's a beautiful looking game. Yeah, all the sounds are great. The music is cool.
Sounds awesome.
You know, it's not like Burnout Dominator's bad. If you love those other games, you have your PlayStation 2, that's the only system you have. You want to keep the Burnout tradition going on year after year, you're still going to have a good time with this, but I don't think this is going to have the staying power. What are you going to give Burnout Dominator?
I'm giving it an 8.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
On the positive side, this game is still very high energy and super quick. The graphics are excellent, the sound design and music is great, and linking up the boost to earn burnouts is pretty fun.
On the negative side, there's no online play. They took out crash mode, and virtually all of the innovations that we loved in Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge have been stripped out, so this game feels a little bit thin. All right, today in hardware, we're looking at Logitech's Chill Stream controller for the PlayStation 3. We've looked at these for other consoles and the PC before.
Now, this is a controller that blows you while you're playing.
That's right. It blows cool air on you and keeps your hands from being all sweaty.
That's another way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, it is. That's the way they'd like us to put it.
I prefer my method.
It plugs into the USB ports on your PlayStation 3. It's not a wireless controller. You have to have the thing plugged in. One thing that I got a problem with is there's no PlayStation button in the middle, the central button that takes you back to the menus. So,
or how you turn it on and off,
which is ridiculous. Like, why would they forget that? You can change the fan speed.
You can change the speed of the blow.
So they added the fan to the device, so it's a little bit bulkier than some of the other controllers, especially the 6-axis controller.
This is my big problem, is that there's this big kind of squarish.
It's clunky.
Metal thing in the back.
Yeah, oh yeah. So how's the fan?
Metal grating. In fact, you can actually grate cheese.
Right.
On the back, and I'm not even kidding.
You can.
I mean, if I'm feeling like a nice fine Gouda.
Or some Edam.
I think then this would come in handy.
Okay. You're gonna recommend the Logitech Chillstream?
I mean, you put it down your pants if you have some swamp crotch, but other than that, I'm not going to recommend it.
I'm not recommending it either, and I don't even want to know what swamp crotch is. Stick around, we got a versus for you after the break. We got a big one. It's real-time strategy monsters. Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars going up against Supreme Commander. Don't go away, you're still laughing about that bad joke. It's terrible.